All right, it says I'm live. Wait, hold on. Something's not right. Wait. Where did the pop-up go? Why did the pop-up go over here? Okay, here we go. Right here. There. That's all we need. Okay, hey everyone. All right. Hello. And everything and all that jazz. If you're here, you're here. If you're not here, you're not here. That's alright. Okay, whatever. Welcome to the show where this person talks to themselves or to himself and about and reads this story. Where's Cupcake? There it is. There's the Cupcake. There are some Transformers behind me. Here's the book right in front of me. And despite the storm, and I am risking this. It's storming out there, but here in Georgia, for the past several months, okay, maybe not several months, but past few months, the entire summer so far, we've been having nothing but rain. No, correction. No. Rain is fine. We had nothing but thunderstorms and lightning and disaster and whatever, just whatever you name it. There's no consistent power or data or information. Not data, but no consistent like the web, the cloud, or whatever you want to call it, and all the other stuff. And for the past few, like what? Oh, when was the last time I streamed? Let me go over here. Let me go over to content. One moment, guys. It should show me all my videos. I think the last stream was the Lego. No, it was not the Lego one. Fine. 5 days ago, I streamed. Okay, fair enough. 5 days ago, I think last week I've streamed, but like I wanted to stream Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, maybe the Saturday. We're up in the air with Saturday, but I wanted to at least consistently stream at least one of those days, at least once a week, if not all 3 days, once a week. Not been successful so far. So that's that. And I've also been trying to stream it in the evening, roughly around 10 o'clock to 11-ish, maybe 12, if I want to push it up to 12. But no, that's not successful either, so that's also not bad. So the past few streams have, or at least the past few days, weeks, whatever, last couple of attempts or whatever, or whenever I want to do the stream, hypothetically I could do the stream like every 10 o'clock, right? But that's not plausible, especially at work nights. So no, that's just that. Where am I in the story currently? So currently Oswald has been spooked by William Afton in the past. Technically, it's not in the past. He jumps out of the ball pit, and now he's seeing things. He's been traumatized to where now he's seeing things, and things that he is seeing is that he's seeing his dad as William Afton, or at least the guy in the yellow suit that killed the children. I don't know why I keep separating the two, the guy in the yellow suit that killed children versus William Afton. I like to have a side theory, just a mini theory that's obviously not like going to ever be a thing, right? Like I like, for some reason I keep this little mini theory that I don't think will ever happen, that William Afton was actually a victim of Henry's inventions and Henry's devices. Technically is because of Baby, but part of me thinks that for some reason, part of me thinks that he's not the actual serial killer. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I have like this mini theory, and it's because of the recent. That's a lot of Thunderbolt. But hey, it says I'm excellent. It says I'm excellent with the data. Anyways, I have this mini theory due to recent canon stuff or canon material that suggests that maybe either A, William Afton isn't the killer, or like maybe he hasn't been killing anybody. And that he's been framed by the very machine that he and Henry made. Now, I know that sounds contradictory to the fact that the books, where is it? Yeah, the Silver Eyes series or the Fourth Closet series or Twisted One series or whatever you want to call those series, the trilogy right there heavily suggests that he is the killer. And there even in Pizza Simulator suggests that he's the killer, and a lot of things, right? That there's Pizzeria not serial killer. Pizzeria Simulator suggests that he's the serial killer. I think I got those mixed up. I'm not certain. But for some reason, I cling on to like a little bit of like maybe he's not. I don't know why. There's no reason to have a room of benefit of a doubt for the individual. And I like it's even heavily implied, even in the Ultimate Custom Night and FNAF 3, that the serial killer got himself trapped inside the suit, the William Afton, and everything, right? Even his code somehow in the mimic, right? That somehow he like his program to kill kids and all that other stuff is like it's just right. That somehow he's innocent, despite all the evidence points to that he did it, and despite the fact that, despite all the evidence that he did it, there was still not enough evidence to support that he did it, if that makes sense. Because, like in the story, according to the Silver Eyes trilogy, that they couldn't get the guy because they didn't have enough evidence to support that he killed him. to kill the kids, despite the fact that everyone saw that he killed the kids. That, oh, he's in a yellow suit. We got the guy. He did. And then he went back to the same restaurants years later or something like that. And then he's continued to be a security guard or continue to be like some sort of employee, whatever, right? I know I'm going off a sidetrack here. I know I'm like I know I'm ranting off here, but I'm explaining why for some unknown reason, I don't think that William Afton is the guy in the yellow bunny suit. I don't know why. There's going to be one of these video games or stories or something that will have a major plot twist that he's not a villain. That he and Henry, like, were like just best friends, period. And then just they're, because like even in the cutscene from FNAF World, which I'm not 100% certain, and I say not 100% certain with quotes, that if it's canon or not. I've been told that the entire game is not canon or whatever, or that one scene is canon, or the scene's not canon, and everyone's just being silly, right? But there's also a story that's in these books or in the Pizzaplex Tales from the Pizzaplex stories that has an insert character. According to Matt Pat, that a guy whose name is Eden or Eden, can't remember. I know this is major spoilers, but I don't. According to like all the game theories, if you're all, I'm pretty sure that like 90% of you have already caught up. So like I'm assuming that. So let's assume that. Okay, well, let's go into spoiler territory. Let's assume that everyone here has been caught up with the like franchise as a whole right now. So assuming that, there's this guy who apparently put all of his agony and hatred into the animatronic, thus creating the Mimic, right? According to these books. And now in the game lore, the Mimic is a character. He's confirmed as a real thing. Or at least the Mimic is in Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin, Security Breach Ruin. I know I'm cutting ahead to like ahead of of this story, but this is all just a sidetrack. This is all complete mini rant. Let's call this a mini rant. I'm ranting aside here now. Mini rant over. Of like my theory that somehow William Afton is not the killer. There. That's over. That mini rant is over. Okay. It not a theory. It's just a mini rant. It's just, or not a rant. It's just a ramble. I'm just rambling here. Okay. So, anyways, I'm explaining why I don't think for some reason why I don't necessarily think that the guy in the yellow suit and the William Afton are the same person. I don't know why. It's just me talking my head off. Now, okay. So, anyways, rewind. That always happens to me, where I get sidetracked from what I'm naturally talking about or what I'm supposed to be talking about. Anyways, so he's in the ball pit. He goes into the ball pit. He gets out of the ball pit. He meets the serial killer. The serial killer shows that all of his friends are dead, and then he's about to kill him too. Like, hey, here's your friends. They're dead. Now you die. Hey, you want to join them with their party, kids? Honestly, with the Mimic being canon, it makes me think. I'm sidetracked in now, but like I'm starting to think about like William Afton as a character or a person, and when you aside, if you put aside the Silver Eyes trilogy, if you have him as just as an evil bad guy for a story, there. But if you think as him as an individual, I don't see the leap from the very thing that I created is has killed my child, right? Now I'm a serial killer. I don't see the leap of logic there. Something probably bad happened to William Afton other than his child got killed, right? His daughter got killed. He tried to protect his son, and then his son got killed, and then he tried to protect his older son, and then now his oldest son gets himself killed. And then for some reason he starts becoming a serial killer. And then his oldest son tries to put him to rest. And then at the same behind the scenes, Henry tries to put him to rest as well. And everything that came with that, all the evils of the world, the FNAF world, right, dies with it as well. And then he dies too. And Henry just dies too. He just kills himself as well, apparently. I wouldn't kill myself even if I was trying to seek revenge and I fulfill my revenge plot, right? I would want to keep living as long as possible to have some sort of insurance that none of this happens ever again. So because of security breach and security ruin, well, guess what happens? More stuff happens. More bad stuff happens. So this is why you don't commit suicide with the man that you're trying to also kill for revenge, right? Then again, I'm starting to think that maybe both Henry and William, to a degree, have done a lot of sketchy things in their past. Other than I made robots that kill people. Oh no. Or I contributed into making a robot that kills people. Oh no. I'm just saying. There has to be more than that. There has to be like the push, not a push, but like in the mental, what we need to know more. I hate to say this, but I want to know more about Henry and William Afton. I know that it doesn't take much for like a person like Joker, the movie shows us that it doesn't take much for a serial killer to go, I kill people now. I'm like, this bad day happened, I kill people now, right? But I for some reason, I want to know more about William Afton and Henry, what their relationship were. And probably these books will explain that somewhere. Like they will have a character or a person whose name's not William Afton and Henry. Is his last name Emily? Henry and Emily? Or something like that? I know I'm reading the chat, but there's no chat. But I'm also like thinking towards the chat, so I'm technically not reading the chat. I'm just looking at the chat and just thinking in my head, speaking to myself. But yeah, anyways, I should really get to the story. I keep rambling and ranting, and I don't know why. It's not that I get easily distracted or anything like that. It's just my mind just keeps opening another door or something. And I'm like, every time I think about Five Nights at Freddy's, this always happens. This always happens to me. Nothing else. It's nothing else. There's always the insanity of Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, this always gets my brain just like, okay, maybe this, no, man, maybe that, no, no, wait, no, right. The infinite doors start opening when I start reading this. Not just reading, just talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I just get into like a complete set path on just opening random doors and just talking. Anyways, or maybe I'm done. Or maybe I'm delaying for the inevitable of the storm getting worse. That's got that. It says my connection is excellent, despite the fact that there's lightning and thundering and all that other stuff. Anyways, Oswald. Back to Oswald. Kid jumps into ball pit. His friends from the past or memory, we'll call it the past, but my current theory is that he's actually in a memory thing, like he's asleep or something. And that the ball pit is somehow passing the memories of the past into the present or into his mind as he's inside the ball pit. Anyways, he's traumatized so much that when he's out of the ball pit and into the present, he reflects the yellow rabbit onto his father, and now his father's taking him to school and everywhere and blah blah blah. And so now he only sees the yellow rabbit currently. And I'm assuming the dad is trying to communicate to the kid, but he does not factually. He factually just does not hear him. And I just saw a flash of the light of my house, just like flicker. Despite that, my streaming is okay. My streaming it says excellent. I think it's a lie. So I don't know. Maybe I am live. Maybe I'm not live. Maybe I'm maybe you're seeing like me jumping from like here to like here, right? Maybe you're seeing me like speak fast or speak slower or faster. Like there's a jump cut or something. Not jump cut. Like my not jump cut. Like my like I'm visually just not in sync with what I'm saying, or what I'm saying is ahead. No, maybe like just never mind. So that's another reason why I'm not focused, because I'm like I'm concerned. I'm still concerned about the stream. Like, am I live? Am I not live? Am I sort of half live? Probably. Anyways, and so his dad takes him to school, but he's still at the yellow rabbit. So I don't know if either A, he can talk to him, but because of the fact he's so traumatized, his brain's just not functioning that somehow that, oh, my father is talking to me. Because like the rabbit in the story does not say anything. But I so he's so frightened and scared, he doesn't see his dad. He probably also doesn't hear him, or somehow I don't know. I don't know what option 2 would be, or option 3 or whatever. Anyways, still says excellent, so I'm assuming I'm good for right now. And so he's wondering if he's going to school or not. And I'm going to reread this certain paragraph right here, and then continue on to the next page. That's what I promised in the previous stream. That's what I'm going to do in this stream. Is Dad talking to me? Oswald asked. He didn't know if he could bear sitting beside it in the car again, hoping it was watching the road as it started through the windshield with its empty eyes. Doesn't he always? Mom said. He could hear the worry in her voice. Have a good day, okay? Seeing no choice, Oswald got in the car beside him with the yellow thing. Once again, It locked all the doors from the driver's side. It backed out of the driveway and past a jogging neighbor, who waved at it just as if it were his dad. I don't understand, Oswald said, on the edge of tears. Are you real? Is this real? Am I going crazy? Sorry, excuse me. Am I going crazy? The yellow thing said nothing, just stared at the road ahead. While it pulled up in front of Westbrook Middle School, the crossing guard at the kids' crosswalk didn't seem to notice that the car was being driven by a giant yellow rabbit from Grand Theft Auto. From a Jeep. Excuse me. No. Anyways. Okay, so no one. Yeah. Anyways. It says excellent. The stream says excellent, and so this is gonna be the thing now. I just keep looking at the stream. Am I going crazy? The yellow thing just said nothing. It just stared at the road ahead. It pulled up in front of the Westbrook Middle School. The crossing guard at the kids' crosswalk didn't seem to notice that the car was being driven by a giant yellow rabbit. I just repeated that, but that's just in case. Hey, Oswald said before he got out the car. Don't bother picking me up this afternoon. I'll just catch the bus. The school bus was a big yellow thing he could handle. The school bus was a big yellow thing he could handle. Because it was some kind of cosmic law, the first person Oswald saw in the hall was Dylan, his tormentor. Oh, by the way, if you don't remember, or if you're just watching this now live, Dylan is a bully from the previous school grade, and now he's back and this current grade. So basically, this entire summer he's been having no fun whatsoever, and he's been enjoying it at Freddy's Pizza. He's been time traveling back in time to Freddy Fazbear's. So, anyways. Well, if it isn't Oswald the Ocelot. Oh, and he keeps calling him Oswald the Ocelot, but there is an Oswald the Octopus. I'm just saying. That would have been a neat reference from an old cartoon show. Then, if it isn't Oswald the and he's about to say Ocelot, but it gets cut off. Give it a rest, Dylan, Oswald said, pushing past him. I've got way bigger problems than you today. It was impossible to concentrate in class. Usually Oswald was a pretty decent student. But how could you focus with his life and possibly his sanity falling apart? Maybe he should talk to someone, the school counselor or the school police officer or Obama. Sorry. But he knew anything that came out of his mouth would sound dangerously crazy. How could he convince a police officer that his dad was missing if everybody who looked at the yellow thing saw Oswald's dad? So he has a point there. He doesn't see Oswald's dad, but everyone else sees Oswald's dad. Or his dad, in this case. There was no one to help him. Oswald was going to have to figure out how to solve this problem himself. At recess, he sat on a bench by the playground, grateful that he didn't have to pretend to listen to a teacher. He could just think. He couldn't imagine how his life could get any weirder. The yellow thing seemed to think it was his father. This was weird enough, but why did everyone else think it was his father too? And why is my connection excellent during the thunderstorm? Am I just that good? Am I breaking the fourth dimension? Or is it fifth? Am I breaking reality? Am I secretly Mr. Mixel Spedalik? Yeah, I'm good, chat. I'm good. Or not chat, or whoever here, whoever, comment section, audience, you. um, do you mind if do you mind if I share your bench? It was a girl Oswald had never seen before. Now I don't know if this comes back uh, later on in the future stories. Um, she had curly black hair and had brown eyes and was holding a thick book. It was rather thick. Anyways, holding a thick book. Sure, help yourself, Oswald said. The girl sat on the opposite end of the bench and opened her book. Oswald went back to his confused, confusing thoughts. I don't like redundancy or repetitive statement or no, whatever. I don't know. Back to his confusing thoughts. I don't know. It hurts me. Repetition. Have you gone to the school for a long time? The girl asked him after a few minutes. She didn't look over at Oswald when she talked. She kept on staring at the pages of her book, like I'm doing. Hello, guys. She just kept staring at the pages of her book. Oswald wondered if this meant she was shy. Since kindergarten, Oswald said, and then, because he couldn't think of a single other thing to say about himself, he asked, "What are you reading?" "Greek mythology," she said. "Tales of heroes. Have you read much mythology?" "No, not really," he said, feeling stupid immediately after. He didn't want to give the impression that he was the kind of guy who never read books. In desperation, he added, "I love to read, though." And then he felt even stupider. "Me too," she said. "I've probably read this book a dozen times. It's like a comfort book for me." The, the, according to the connection, my connection is excellent, chat. So I'm going to trust it. It's a comfort book for me. I read it when I need to be brave. The word brave struck a chord in Oswald. Brave was what he needed to be. Why is that? Well, the Greek heroes are super brave. They're always doing battle with some kind of big monster, like the Minotaur or the Hydra. It kind of puts things in perspective, you know? No matter how bad my problems are, at least I don't have to do battle with a monster.